Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. Oh, Mama T.
Hi, everybody.
You could do a general reading, and when we get to your name, we will post it, you know,
Right.
so just watch the video later. Sorry you're not feeling well.
Hope you're feeling better. Okay, so here we are.
Here we are. Welcome to the show.
It's another Thursday night.
It's another slow Thursday night, but hey, I'm starting to get some publicity out there. I put a little sneak peek out there at our very tiny peek at our website that will be coming up soon. I put it on Facebook and Twitter. Hopefully by the end of the month or the first week of April, we'll be up and running.
And we're so thrilled because so many people are so nice to us. I know there's somebody in the chat room who's given us a really nice recommendation for Facebook. So thank you.
My sweet Christina.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much. You're so sweet.
Everyone is so nice to us. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Better Than Science. You know, we'll get to you. We'll put you on the list, but there's a list. And if you're not around and you can't stay for the whole show, watch the video because we will do your questions since you posted it, okay?
And it's okay, right? Because if you just tell us, we'll do the reading and you can catch up with it later. We get a little busy, we get a little talky, so we understand that sometimes people can't hang in there.
Right. But do check
It's
it
all
out.
good. Oh, please, Sunman, don't.
Sunman has arrived in his... He wants his tail showcased, I guess. Oh my. You. So I'm shuffling up an oracle reading for the collective, first thing we do. And today, because again, it's Women's History Month, I am using this Oracle of the Goddess by Anna Franklin, illustrated by Paul Mason. So let's see what the goddess has for us today, Mr. O. And this can be upright and reversed, I believe. So let's see what you get. Upright. Whoa! Should be his emotional exchanges.
Hey, sweetie, can you show up tomorrow for me?
The
Aphrodite.
mighty Aphrodite. Well, let's see what she has to say. Aphrodite's one sphere of influence is love in all its forms. As Aphrodite Benetrix, she rules married love. As Aphrodite, is that porny? Porn? Erotic love. Love gives us the opportunity to join with another, with a lover, or as part of a family or community. Uniting to make a single
You gotta love her
whole.
right there.
Gotta love her, him, you mean. That's right. Gotta love her right here. Now I lost my place, Mr. O. Hold on a minute. Or community, uniting to make a single whole, greater than the sum of its part. However, the appearance of this card indicates a difficult choice, usually in matters of love, but which may concern family or friendships. The choice of a partner is probably the most important one of all. The decisions you make now will affect your future for a long time to come. In some circumstances, this card may fall under the influence of Aphrodite Urania, heavenly Aphrodite, who rules spiritual love, which is unconditional and embraces the whole of creation. It calls upon you to recognize that this kind of love is eternally flowing and perpetually available to you whenever you open your heart to receive it. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the goddess wisdom for today, or women's wisdom for today.
I resisted making a bad joke about that planet.
I'm glad you did, Mr. O. I'm glad you did.
So today I have the Karma Music Tarot. And look, it's 4 of coins with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, my.
And then I also have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows. And that's the devil. Der Teufel, as they say in German. And then finally, my Nefertari Tarot, the Ace of Chalices or Cups.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
They are beautiful. I love that deck. Okay, well, in keeping with our Women's History Month, I've got the... She's looking at the little people there. The Queen of Pentacles in the Housewives Tarot.
Oh my.
Isn't that funny? I know, I love it.
She looks like that evil Doctor Who.
She rules the roost, obviously. And then I have I believe this one is the Triple Goddess Tarot. Whoa, I just pulled the Death card out of there.
Oh dear.
That's one big site they have there. And then I have finally the Princess's Tarot. What have I grabbed? It looks as though... I believe it's the Page of Wands.
That's easy for you to say. It looks like somebody ready to do the maypole dance.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah, in Russia.
Well, yeah, something ethnic definitely has that look. And finally, the Lenormand of the day is going to be one more time, or maybe two more times, the Ciro Marchetti one, and I'm going to mix it up. Here is the wonderful Fishes card, which means wealth and abundance for that deck. Okay, so Sonny, thanks for your support. Oh, he's got something. What's that?
Little tuft of hair that's stuck there.
Yeah, I got it out, but it looks as though he must have gotten into a little tussle today.
Oh, yeah.
With one of the kitties.
So let's get started.
Let's get started. We've got a list here. We've got Angel Mary came in first, and then Aaliyah, and then My Sweet Christina, Gina, Mama Teresa, and Better Than Science. And we know Mama Teresa wanted a general reading if she has to take off. That's okay, Better Than Science. Yeah, we get it. We know. But anyway, we'll try to get your reading out there if you can't make it tonight either. Okay.
Got something stuck in my glass that I want to
Okay,
get
that's
out.
an interesting two-pronged question there. Let me think about that. Do you see it?
Ah, well, yes, it is, isn't it? So I guess the first one is a straight up yes or no.
No, they're not.
The first part.
I guess it would be. Yeah, I guess it
And then
would
the
be.
second part needs
Okay,
more.
all right. Let's do it that way. Let's do a yes-no on the first one.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Egyptian
Okay.
Nefertari.
Yeah,
so-
I like your thinking there. Sorry.
Did Malik think of someone else for marriage before?
Oh, this cat. Look at you. You're totally taking up my space. Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. I know that down south there's a lot of tornadic activity happening. Just checked in with one of our followers there, not just before the show, Merwin, Willow's Botanical on Twitter, and she's hunkering down because storms are headed their way.
We're probably due for some rain in the next day or so. It could be 1 inch to 2 inches.
It's already sprinkling here, so it's supposed to mostly happen tonight, I think. But yeah, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be a rainy period for the next number of days, on and off. And we need it. We really need it here. We have, in some areas, what do you call it, fire conditions, so... That's okay. It adds ambiance.
Well, he
And
was
it's not
he
as-
was looking at me, and I wanted him to look out there at the audience.
And it's not as interfering as,
him.
Yeah.
All right, so I will do the counting then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can you handle it?
Oh, of course. The magician.
I'm yawning. I had a busy day. Had a doctor's appointment today. Ran around quite a bit.
It is leaning towards no. We have one ace only, which is kind of the marker.
So it's not a definite no. And what do we have here?
Right, it's not a definite no. There's a possibility. We have a 6 of coins reversed. And then we have the moon reversed. So
there might have been some selfish or self-serving behavior.
And possibly deceptive or mysterious.
But the moon is reversed, which to me indicates that something might be revealed, Angel Mary. You know, it might be that it's leaning towards no, and it may definitely, and it might be no. But I feel that something might be revealed that still may give you some pause or question.
Yeah, I get the feeling like something could come up that gives some sort of context to the overall idea you're feeling there. It may have something to do with the fact that there is some selfishness expressed, maybe on their part, indicating that they're just really judicious or cautious about their mysteries or their secrets. Like maybe they just don't really feel like revealing certain things, or they're intimidated by revealing them. That could be what these two cards together mean.
Well, I'm not seeing that, because the moon to me is a revelation. So something is being revealed. But what is it? What it might be is that you realize that a lot of things that that Malik might be driven by are, his own best interests. He thinks of himself a bit before others, is my feeling.
Well, before you're talking about this is somebody maybe who feels selfish or is sort of holding on to things. Maybe what they're holding on to is this revelation coming out. Like maybe they're trying.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just wondering about that idea too.
I'm not going to rule out what Mr. O is saying there. Now that he's explained it a little more, I get it. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow.
Fine.
Today.
So do we want to do the other one and then we'll do the Lenormand?
Yeah, but wait a minute. I just wanted to say one more thing about this. I feel that, what you find out may not be that earth-shaking, but it will say a lot about Malik's character.
That's a good point, Banshee. Yep.
All right.
So let's see if we can take that second part of the question then. How would he feel if you were to marry somebody, or if he felt you were?
Thanks for the headband comment, Gina. I have another one I forgot about that I should have worn also around St. Patrick's Day, my lucky one. But hey, that might resurface anyway, because, luck isn't tied to just this time of year, especially where I'm concerned. So I'll probably be wearing that, but I wasn't wearing all green today, so I decided not to wear that one. And I wanted to be unicorn-like.
You are unique.
Does it work?
You are unique.
Indeed. All right, I have to, after I'm done with this shuffle, and maybe after this reading, I have to kvetch for a moment about something I saw today.
I can't imagine what that might be. Oh, I already know, don't I?
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. Here. Maybe you're on the right track, and maybe you're not.
All right, so how would Malik feel if you were to marry instead? And we have a 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Coins, upright. And then we have the Fool reversed. And then we have the Four of Swords upright.
Wow, that's interesting. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, there's sort of like a couple of different ideas here. I don't know. I could really go in a couple ways. Because, like, I sort of feel like the immediate idea is, like, maybe he would feel you were foolish. You know, the Fool reversed. You were foolish to not wait.
And wait for him.
Because here's this waiting card, the card of waiting, where maybe he's saying, like, you should wait. You should wait. This card literally means somebody who's taking a major nap of some sort. Okay, they're just they're out of the picture somehow.
I feel like they would just retreat, obviously, and pull back, but they would think that you are making a big mistake in starting a family or, moving on with someone else.
Well, it may very well be that maybe, if I wanted to invert this a little bit, maybe this would be saying they felt they waited too long and they were foolish because now they're looking at you having a foundation and a family.
Right.
So that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I sort of feel there's some equal weight with a couple of those.
It's funny you say that because honestly, I was leaning that way at one point. But when you started going, I went in the other direction. But I did think of that.
So,
he's going to be jealous of the family you've started and realized he really blew it. And basically, it's because he loved taking risks. He loved taking gambles. In other words, even with your affections, that you would always be there, be around, but surprise, surprise, yeah.
So I think both of those have some equal weight there. But maybe the Lenormand will give us an idea. I mean, it's always possible that maybe both of those are a little bit right. Because sometimes he might be feeling he's foolish, but then he'll want to project that on you. No, you're really the one who's foolish.
Well,
you should have waited rather than, him waiting too long.
From the previous reading, I already said he's very self-serving. He's got a lot of, he puts himself first. So, of course, he thinks a lot of himself. So he couldn't imagine why you would not, be waiting for him.
And this is more likely our correct idea here, I think.
Well, that's what I think, yeah.
So we're going to throw our Lenormand now, Angel Mary, and see what it might tell us. And happily, Sunny will go away for a moment.
I'm going to take the space while I have it.
Excuse me. So Mr. O really has hot pipes or something, like he didn't drink any water today. He's so thirsty. So we have the fish.
We do.
Oh, dear. And I love it when the fish shows up in romances, readings.
Right, because that means a number of different things.
And then we have the mask.
It is interesting here, Angel Mary, that you question this, because I feel like that it may not be that he necessarily, was considering somebody else for marriage, but maybe he was considering playing the field a bit,
I get the feeling like it may not have been one person in particular, but maybe he had this idea that there was an ocean of fish ready for him, to swim amongst.
Plenty of fish in the sea, and, and that mask there is somebody who's trying to cover, their persona, their true persona.
The other part of it too is that they're trying to cover it to themselves, that they don't really want to admit that they themselves are this way. And that may provoke the idea of why they're going to feel disappointed and such if and when you did choose somebody else. So you have what some people might call like an interesting relationship. There's taints there of jealousies between this person and you, and possibly your suspicions about whether they could be faithful or whether they're faithful now, depending on what your actual status quo is. So,
well, I feel like some of this could be ego driven. Like I said, maybe it's that they may in fact really love and care about you, but sometimes They feel like you're always going to be there no matter what they do, And I don't know if Malik is like that, but there's a little tinge of that there. Is kind of like, so that's why if you were to marry somebody else or consider somebody else, they would be like, well, you know what? I'm the best one for her. Why would she not want me?
I agree.
That's what we have for you. I hope some of that, I hope that made sense to you, Angel Mary.
I get the feeling like probably some of this were things that maybe you were thinking about yourself. So, alrighty.
We're going to try again to block you-know-who. So, let's see. What was next on the list after Angel Mary's Aaliyah? Hey, Aaliyah. Welcome back.
Aaliyah.
And then my sweet Christina, Gina, Mama T, and Better Than Science.
That was a pretty cool reading, I thought, Angel Mary.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate that you like it. You're welcome. I just thought that one really spoke to me in a way, so I hope that, gives you some ideas to think about.
Okay.
And
yes,
here's
he's
the
back.
man.
And
Go lay
he's
down.
not coming back.
Did you see that?
I did. He gave me such a look.
Go lay down.
No, you lay down. Okay, we're not going to yell at our cat here. That's an interesting one. All right. Did you make a mistake? I think we should throw 3 cards on this. It's kind of a yes-no, but
Sure.
let's see with the 3 cards.
All right, so your deck?
Yeah. Get that one. Oh, what did I do here? Looks like some of my cards got... Let me just make sure. Yeah, they're okay. Just a few of them.
Alrighty.
All right. So what did I see at the doctor's office today? I didn't even notice this woman sitting, well, she was more than 6 feet away from me, but it was an older woman, and she walks up, they called her name, and she walks up to get her COVID temperature check, and I look, and her mask, her paper mask is here,
Under the lip.
and down. Totally mouth open, nose open, everything, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, it's very irritating.
It's very irritating, especially in a doctor's office. Hello.
Michigan's cases are increasing quite a bit, it seems.
We're up to 5,000 cases again in a day. So that's a real upward trajectory from where we were.
A lot of people tend to think that it's probably because schools have been more in school.
Restaurants.
And at restaurants. And we know this to be true in the area, so...
And the governor does not have any plans in the imminent future to put back restrictions. And of course, she's under immense pressure not to do so. But anyway, so I'm just glad I have COVID shot number 1. And hopefully we'll be getting COVID shot number 2 April 6th before everything else goes crazy.
And we have a great supply of masks.
Yes. Yes, we do.
And
he keeps
we're
getting
not
masks
afraid to wear them.
from his, what is it, your Medicare provider or whatever?
Yeah, they've given me 3 Humana.
So he gave me one of his. And I think I have like 8 or 9 right now. I may have another one coming. No comment.
So we hope people will hopefully figure it out and get better. Okay, Leah.
Let's see what's going on with
Good
this.
for her. Good for your mom.
He tried to get through. Oh, look at this.
Okay, Leah. So we have our cards. One is the Ten of Swords. One is, oh my, the Two of Wands reversed.
Do I have to give you this one too?
Oh dear. I have a bad feeling. 9 of Swords.
So you have the 9 and the 10 of Swords upright.
Those are
First
not
off,
good.
you are worrying a lot. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty clear. It
Yeah.
bothers you. You realize maybe you might have jumped the gun. That 2 of Wands is reversed. That maybe you have done something you shouldn't have.
You thought maybe you were going to move forward.
Right. You thought maybe the worst was over and you could maybe get away with that. But and I'm not really clear yet. Maybe we'll have to do the Lenormand to see, if there's anything else there about the final repercussions of this. But, seeing the 10 of Swords and the 9 together.
This is almost like you should just total back off and let it chill. Just let it chill. If you have to say anything, just say, talk to me when you're ready. Something really, just total back off, really. Probably the less said, the better.
Yeah, I think, that, what he just said, because let it go for now. Just let it go. You've done, I feel like you have really done so much in this situation to try to make things right. So now it's time to just let things be for a little while. Let things settle. As much as that might even pain you in some way to do that.
What you could do is just try to, in your own mind, wish them to be able to reflect on it, wish them to be able to find some peace or to sit with it themselves. Maybe you could just burn a nice candle and think about that, for a few minutes a day, once in a while, or something like that. But I think that's the idea too, is that you want to sort of send them a little bit of peace or peace of mind if you can.
We often talk about this one thing that we like to do, and we got it from somebody else who was a Wiccan elder who did this spell. But to me, it's just a working. And it is a working to instead of ping-ponging energy back and forth, negative, positive, and, it's just like a ping pong ball going back and forth, negative, and it's just shooting back and forth, that try to take that energy and transform it into something positive. And there's this candle working that does it so well that I think maybe we're going to have to do a video on this someday to show how it works.
Others have done a video on it too, so we'll do ours.
Yeah. And because I think it is a powerful thing. I have felt the energy shift and change for the better after doing this. And you're not sending anything back to the other people. So, I know you weren't in this case, Aaliyah, but it might be that if there's some bad blood going on, maybe there is just some time to just shift and transform it into something more positive. And so we're going to try to do that sometime in the near future. And this
is not even to suggest that anybody is sending energies back and forth. But what does happen is that when people have even just negative thoughts and then they hit something and then maybe a negative thought goes back, it doesn't necessarily just ping pong. Sometimes it just sort of becomes larger than the sum.
Yeah.
It sort of multiplies. And we can't explain why, but that's energy for you. So yes, it looks to me like you should probably really let them sit in their own space for a while.
These cards are indicating that. You need to let it go for a while. Otherwise, it's, and as much as it may drive you crazy to let it go, I think it's far better to do that than to approach it right now.
So let's see what Lenormand says. And don't forget to hit our like bar, everybody. Also, don't forget to watch my show tomorrow morning, Oberon's Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges.
Yes, don't forget, and I didn't produce it this time.
Well, you didn't.
I was busy watching news, I admit, when he did it. So, all right, so we have the compass, Aaliyah. Think about this now.
Oh, don't feel bad, Aaliyah.
No, never regret. Just move on. We all make, and it's not necessarily that you made a mistake. You did what you felt was right. Now just let it go.
There's nothing here that doesn't say that they won't come back.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. In fact, these Lenormands, time.
Exactly.
Time is the healer.
In time.
They need to find themselves.
Go ahead.
Well, the compass is the directional. And the clock is time. So I think this is just saying, it's what we said before we saw these Lenormand. They sort of need to just be alone and find their own direction. It may take them a little time. I don't think they're totally gone from your life, but it may be that they have a process of discovery.
I'm just going to say that this person needs to find their center.
Yeah.
And they're only going to, they're going to have to find it on their own. And it will happen in time if we give them time. I think the best thing you can do when you finally do approach things again is just say, hey, I'm always here for you. Don't forget about me. I'm always here for you if you need me. And, let them find theirs. Let her find her center.
So, may everyone's star be at peace.
Yep.
And that's what we have for you, Leah.
Wow, it's been a couple months.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little while ago now that you mention it.
I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. This may be something that if these two stay together, it may take time to work out, but also it may never work out if they stay together. It's possible that she will get wise someday and move on and seek you out again. I'm so sorry you're going through that. All right. But that's what we have.
MS Christina, thank you again. You're so cool. Really appreciate that. We're going to use the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
Without anything backfiring. So how do you want to do that?
Let's do 3 cards.
Okay. Hey, you're welcome, Aaliyah.
You are very welcome.
There's never any wrong things here. Right now, I am going through something that is kind of risky. And so, but, I've made a decision that this is what I want to do. And so, I'm going to do it. And I may have some regrets. I may not. But, sometimes you just have to do what you got to do. So don't regret what you did. But now just sit back. Let the universe handle it because...
at the end of the day, your intent was good.
Yeah, your intent was good.
And, we have been there ourselves, too. We thought once, maybe more than once, we thought we were doing the right thing by saying something to somebody, and we weren't. And we had to find out. And sometimes you can't really predict how these things go. And your heart is good to want to do that, but it wasn't meant the way it wasn't received the way you meant it.
Right.
And you just have to kind of go with that.
And remember, we can only have control over ourselves and our own actions. We can't control the actions of others.
And we don't make people happy. People make themselves unhappy.
Aha.
So remember
Yes.
that. Remember that when they're ready to make themselves happy, they will. And you can be happy with them again at that time, maybe. Or maybe something else. Okay, let's get with MS Christina. And your first card is the Queen of Discs.
Oh.
The Queen of Pentacles. Pretty little card there. And then we have the Ten of Rods or Ten of Wands. And then finally we have the Hanged Man reversed. Okay, so this is kind of interesting with your question, I think.
Well, I think it's a struggle. I think it's the Ten of Wands indicates like there's a burden here in doing this, whatever this is. There's some burden attached to this, or that maybe could come back, on you for doing this. But positively, it seems like you need to do this in order to grow.
I feel like this person, CK, whoever they are, they have an ability to make things happen. They're very growthful. They're very productive.
Yeah.
But maybe this is something that even is beyond them. Maybe they have limitations there too. And that it may be that more of the energy that's needed to change things is going to come from within you somehow. And the key to that is when you realize what changes you might need to make. You might need to do something else too. It's not saying that they're not going to help, but maybe there's something in tandem that will help. Or maybe somehow what they're doing will somehow release you to do it yourself.
Yeah, that Hangman reversed. It's kind of like maybe it's a call for you to take more charge of things, and be more empowered and in the process as well. I almost feel here. I think this person is very strong. Yeah, now that you mentioned it's probably CK. And this is just the struggle or the obstacles being faced here. It's a challenge for sure. I think it's challenging.
Maybe CK is trying to help you understand your limitations so that you can do that.
Hey, K-Dash.
Hi, K-Dash. Good night to be here, Thursday night.
Yeah, slow night. So welcome, welcome.
So we're going to throw Lenormand and see what else that tells us. But I think that basic idea is that it's a little bit of a stalemate. It looks like they could possibly help you, but you might be more able to help yourself, or you might need to come to a point where you can help yourself more.
You are on the list, K-Dash.
You are on the list, and you're not very far down.
All right. Let's see here. There's that again.
Oh.
Well, we have the mask. But then we have the ship. And I think, that's an interesting combination.
Are you disguising the fact or hiding from or something masking or obscuring the fact that some of this involves some sort of movement, physically or otherwise, to this place where this happens, this change that you want CK to help you with?
Well, the ship can be about travel, movement. I have a feeling that deceptions or certain things are going to come into the light to be revealed. I don't think this has to do with CK. I think this has to do with the situation.
Yes.
I feel that maybe through this working, through whatever's happening here, something is going to be revealed and moved in a way, changed, transformed in some way.
Well, I almost feel like that mask goes with the Ten of Wands, and so the mask says that maybe this thing that creates limitations is not known or is not clearly seen. There's something about it that disguises it, so we're not recognizing what the limitation is. And of course, that also then draws to the idea of what I said before about the reversed hangman, saying that maybe you're not understanding that, or it's hard for you to understand that.
CK wants to help, but it's long distance.
Ah.
Oh, you know what? I think you mentioned something about somebody before, long distance. That's probably what that is. And I feel that,
maybe another card.
I don't know. Do another tarot. Do the bottom. I want to see what's on the bottom.
I feel strongly that another card was needed. And so we had the Nine of Cups upright. And the Nine of Cups is often considered the wish card. So sometimes it means that if you have a wish, you're getting your wish. But it could also just mean, too, that it is talking about really pleasant, pleasurable situation, a comfortable life, a comfortable existence, feeling like a level of attainment has reached you. But this could be saying that because we drew it in connection to CK, that maybe, I could see two things here. Maybe somehow they're really trying their best to really be helpful, even from a distance.
Well, I feel their will is in it, and they have to put effort in it. The Nine of Cups is the wish card for sure, but your wishes come after effort and work. And I feel here that maybe there will be a deception that's going to be revealed. Something is going to come to light. Something is going to be moved by what happens here, I feel. It's going to be a struggle, though. I think it is going to be a struggle. I think they might be able to help, but what you might find ultimately is the distance factor could be why it's a struggle to really work this properly.
Right, and that's, of course, the Ten of Wands. So the idea, I guess, is that their effectiveness is only good for so much because of their proximity.
So I feel like you yourself may have to get more involved in the process in some way.
Which is what we thought with that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hang in there.
I don't think it's out of the question, but I think that it's not going to be easy.
I'm still going to say that probably they can either help you to be more helpful or help you to understand what you need to do.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, I like that. All right, well, that's what the cards have for you. A little bit tricky there, but not impossible. Absolutely not.
Oh, I like your question.
So good luck with that, my sweet
Good
Christina.
luck. Good luck, Christina. I hope that helped.
And let me go over the list real quick. We have Gina, who just put her question up. Mama T, who gave us a question
You're welcome.
earlier. And Better Than Science, and then K-Dash.
All right. So, you want the Goddess Oracle.
Oh, awesome.
You ask, we deliver.
There it is. Absolutely, Gina.
And if you missed it, Goth Tarot was on yesterday, so check that out on our YouTube channel.
It's Mama Teresa's favorite thing.
That's right. And also on Sunday will be the Material Matters, Banshee's weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance.
And April's coming. April Fool is a Thursday night. You never know what we might have in store. There might be some tricks.
Oh, you're welcome, Gina.
Shuffle.
And you're welcome too, Christina. And thank you for everything you do.
So yeah, I know.
Do I cut them or no?
Go ahead. Yeah.
How much is 2?
Speaking of 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of testimonials, I might be collecting some to put on our webpage, which is coming out soon. So if anybody else wants to write us a testimonial and DM it to us or put it on send us an email, that'd be wonderful.
Now she wants one from the top and then one from the bottom. There you go. Ooh.
Did I get the one from the bottom?
No, you took it from the top. I saw you.
Well, my hands were slipping. Wow.
Oh, I don't know if I could say that. Black anise.
It's it. Where is his mind today? Here, try to say that one, because I always have problems with that name.
Okay. Bloodwood.
I'll
Bloodwood.
look up something about black anise here, because I'm not as well. They're right next to each
it's
other.
like
I
a
bet.
spirit or something. It's a being.
And they were both upright.
Mm-hmm.
Black anise is a crone goddess, number 1, Gina, and she brings the winter.
No.
In the spring, she transforms thankfully into the bright maiden.
Okay.
She calls on you to recognize one phase of your life is ending. A situation has come to a natural termination. It may not be what you want or what you planned or expected, but Black Annis wants you to recognize that one thing must end for another to begin, and the wheel moves on. It's a very good message. But let's see how
that's a good message.
Let's see how that's tied in with Bloodwood here. Bloodwood is a youthful maiden goddess, once again, but
Me
of the
too,
summer.
Gina.
She indicates growth and flowering, expansion and blossoming. She tells you that you must live your own life. For women, this can be a card of liberation from the stereotypical female role into a broader sphere of action. Far from being a toy created to serve Lou, Bloodwood is in fact the source of his power, the Earth Goddess. So it sounds like some major changes are taking afoot that will, I know you're pretty independent now, Gina, it seems to me, but something is going to come to an end that's even going to make you feel more empowered and liberated.
Well, I don't know these cards at all, but I guess I'm getting the feeling like maybe there's a big gardening project in your future that you just sort of want to make something grow, flourish.
Well, and it's funny you say what you say there because a crone ready to become a maiden, because I always feel like I'm a maiden stuck in a crone's body, basically. So, I feel we are always going through the cycles of maiden, mother, and croning throughout our lives. And men have their corollary. What do you call it?
Oh, I'm not a crone. I'm an old coot. But seriously speaking, a lot of people, maybe more Wiccan pagans, like Hecate, the crone goddess, the triple goddess, and say, oh, she's maiden, mother, and crone. But actually, when you do the research, Hecate starts off as being just a young woman, but who was immensely old, but she didn't age. She was immortal. It was more later ages, Rome, and more into the common parlance, of the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, where she gained those crone aspects. But you could see it either way.
Well, it's interesting, the dichotomy here, but I really feel, old coot, he came up with that. We can't, so there's...
Here's why. Here's the basic theory, okay? Yeah. The basic theory is that in the witchy community, people reclaim things that maybe are derogatory, so witch is reclaimed as not an evil person. Crone meant an old, crazy lady. We reclaim that as the beneficent, wise elder woman. Likewise, with men, it's always this lofty, oh, he's a sage, oh, he's an elder. No, the real corollary to an old crone is an old coot. Crazy wisdom.
That's Mr. O, and I'm not going to argue with that. Oh, look what came up again. Some of these cards repeat, but this is interesting because I was on the bottom before. Now we have the ship again, which is interesting, Gina. We will talk about this. Look at this. So we have the ship, which is movement, and we have the stork, which is growth and birth or rebirth, It almost goes along with that idea of the crone transforming to the maiden.
I believe that there is actually specific legends about Black Annis and how she does do a transformative thing. I actually remember reading something about that, but I don't remember the particulars. So I think that's very interesting that we have the stork there to sort of coincide with that. So yes, I think this is all about saying that there's a real big potential for you to change in a significant way that acknowledges getting older, but really says you're ageless.
Ooh!
Ooh.
I like that. Good job, Mr. O.
Aw, thank you.
So that's what we have for you, Gina. That was pretty interesting. I like the way that worked.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that. And Mama T had a question. Mama T was a general?
I think she wanted a general.
I believe so. We're going to go back up and look real quick. Just stop by, but if you can do a general reading. Okay, we're going to do a general reading for
And maybe we can tweet her later and tell her that it's just before the second hour. It's about 10 minutes to the second hour.
Our Twitter buddy, Mama T. And hey, guys.
And I'm wearing one of her jewelries today, so that's nice.
Look what I got here. It's an anthology that has 4 of my poems in it. 3 haiku and 1 big poem. And it is, I just got it from Amazon today. Woohoo! So I am published.
Author.
So
any
awesome.
more like you?
That was a good
No,
one,
there's
Mr.
no
O.
one else like you at all, Banshee.
You're so nice.
And mostly it's a good thing.
Let's use the Triple Goddess for Mama T.
We love you too, Gina. Thank you.
Love you too, Gina. Always.
You know, I used to hang around with some crazy nurses, and we were all of that age. Now we're all older. And we were all convinced that we would all be bag ladies together. We would all just have shopping carts, and we would just all muddle along together, with our shopping carts and our little bags of items. I know I can still find a couple of them.
Well, thank you, Gina. I'm excited. I'm happy about it. I really am. Makes me feel good inside. This has been certainly an interesting day for me. Mm-hmm. All the way around. Okay, Mama T. This is for you. General reading. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Well, there are some definite powerful influences at work here. We have the Strength card, and it is reversed. But on the other hand, we also have, I just want to be sure about something here. That's the Devil, 15, right? Reversed.
Yes, it is.
And then we have the Six of Pentacles upright. You know, I think, Mama T, there's some things that are very reflective here. Your health, whether it's physical or mental, is a little bit of a concern. Maybe you're not at your peak performance right now. I think this card, Strength Reversed, really does acknowledge that, you know, because you've been feeling that way. So, to me, in a way, there's no surprise that I would pull that as the first card. But let's look at some of the things that are happening here. That second card is the Devil reversed. And that shows me that you are breaking free from these things that are bringing you down. You know, if there's something that's bringing you down mentally or physically, you're creating change. You're breaking those things that are binding you. You're trying to find the positive growth potential in your life and liberation from things that have been really holding you back. And I want to get to this one more. I'm sorry. I'm going to finish up and let you blah,
you
blah
stole
away.
my word.
Oh, I did. Liberation? Of course. And with that Six of Pentacles upright, you know, I see it, you know, we've seen it with your very giving nature. You know, you gave us gifts, you make things, and you're very pleased to do that. And, you know, you're so nice and kind and, you know, retweeting people and promoting people, not just us, that I think that that part of you is what's going to help you grow and get through this.
I would have to agree. I like the idea about the Devil reverse saying that what you have found that has limited you, or that the fact that there were limitations for you, you're really getting to the point of casting them off. And a lot of that is about recognition of them. And I think that comes more from the Strength reverse card, because I think the Strength reverse card challenges us to really look at our natures. And sometimes we say, well, maybe if I just love something more, that thing will love me more. Or maybe I can force this thing to happen and then I have this thing. And so that's maybe the duality that you've had to struggle with. But that duality moves into the Devil too and says, you know, it's time to really try to give up what is holding you back. And some of that is just mistrustful thinking about how you really enact, because you already know. That's you there.
Right.
Your true generous nature is the real you. And maybe that's what you were hiding from yourself, and you just need to reclaim it.
I like that. Let's stop right there with that. I'll get to my appointment after we're done, Gina. I do have something to say, but probably more later. At any rate, that was interesting. And it wasn't bad. But let's finish up with Mama T first, and then we'll get our next question going. We already have it from Better Than Science. So, Gina, or I'm sorry, Mama T, this is for you. Lenormand, look at that. Okay. Wow.
Have
I think
faith.
this is a strong indicator.
Have faith.
That have faith. Things are going to come back around. You technically will be able to regain your strength, get your health back, and you have the well with that. And you know, wishing wells have a lot of beautiful symbology. I mean, it could be throw a coin in and make a wish. It could be looking deep into something, looking deep within yourself to seek out that strong part of you that maybe, you know, that inner part of you that needs to come to the surface. And it could be a card of good health as well. So I almost feel like these two reinforce each other.
I feel that way too, and I can't say too much more that you already covered there, but with the well, it is a deep thing. It is really about inner reflections,
Yeah.
and I'm going to challenge you a little bit because you are my goth fan best extraordinaire, and say that sometimes I remember the little legends about wells that had spirits or beings in them that maybe you could ask for wisdom. And I'm just going to say, if you know of a place like that, just some sort of little place where there's a hole with a well, or if you can visualize that for yourself, go to that space and look in there for wisdom. Ask the spirit within, to give you some guidance. But I think you really are already moving that direction, because that's really what shows you're going to grow. This is really a card of growth, and it's really a card of also understanding relationships. Not only the relationships around you that matter and how you have to plug them in and balance them, but the relationships with the aspects of yourself.
So that's what we have for you, Mama T. I hope that helps you and gives you some motivation that, you can get through this. So
right.
Good luck with that. And just briefly before I get to Better Than Science's question, do you want to go pull up that question? And
sure. Mm-hmm.
See what his name. Are you with us still, Better Than Science, just so we know? If not, we're doing it now, and we will catch up with you. Gina, I had better news than I thought today, but it's, it is what it is still, and it's kind of up in the air. But it really, really made me feel good that things look the way they are right now. It's just like my spirit feels so much lighter right now. So I'm feeling really relieved, and I will probably try to DM you and give you a little more info on that at some point.
Okay, so Better Than Science is talking about some animation work he's doing on YouTube, and I guess he wonders if how well it will go for him in the next year or over this year.
Make animation on YouTube by next year. How will my YouTube by next year? How will my YouTube channel grow? I guess, right? Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to use the Karma Music Tarot with cards too large.
I feel better. I feel really relieved. But, I still have challenges.
So tomorrow might be a little bit of a dinner celebration for us.
Yeah, we might eat a little out. I'm trying to be careful. I have lost 11 pounds now through exercise and careful watching my food, eating better.
We're not going to go out to eat. We're going to get a carryout, though. Yeah. It's from a little bit more Tony restaurant. They have the most fabulous fresh fish dishes, and they have a lobster bisque that is to die for. It's wasted on her, but she knows that it is
V. Hello,
quite
Dr.
the quality.
V.
Hey, Dr. Victor. Cut.
Oh, that's right. It's your karma cards.
Karma. Okay, so we have 3 cards for better. We have Temperance.
Dr. V, there's only 2 people, the one we're doing now and one other person in front of you if you want a reading.
And then we have the 8 of Wands. And then we have the 8 of Cups. Only that one's reversed.
Well, this is a really okay reading, Better Than Science. Well, 8 of Wands. Wait a minute. Let me think about that one now. Oh my gosh. That's almost like internet connectivity, a lot of energy. The Temperance card is there, which is, I'm going to let you go. Just go.
I'm going to say that you're going to do about average. You're not going to do poorly, but you're not necessarily going to do spectacularly, or at least in this immediate sense of over the year. I think the Temperance card is our indication of that. I think there's going to be some great rise in the beginning. I think it may level off. I think it may say to you that maybe you might want to go back a little bit and review some things and maybe change some things depending. I think you'll like what you got, but I think it will level off and you'll have to reconsider going back just to make sure you've done everything right. Maybe it's possible that you missed a step that you needed to think about, and it might not be an actual physical step like how you do your coding or something like that, but just in terms of some logistics about process, when you do, how you do.
Well, here's what I think better than science. I think when I see that temperance card, and then I'm kind of combining it with that Eight of Wands card, which I feel really bespeaks about your project here, moving this project, connecting with people, and making it successful. And I feel that the temperance card is basically saying, go with the flow. Put your energy into this. But recognize that ultimately, you may want to rethink a few things, like he said. You may want to revisit some things that maybe you decided not to do, and now maybe you think might help you move forward if you add that in. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you or not, but it seems as though there's like some steps taken backward, not backwards, but back.
It's kind of more like a review, maybe.
Right. I don't want you to think you're stepping backwards. You're not. You're taking some things from your past that you feel maybe could help you now.
So let's throw up some Lenormand real quick.
I definitely want some Lenormand on this.
And don't forget, everybody, to come back on Sunday, if you will, to watch us from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's our busy day, but somehow we managed to get through it all. So we have the clouds.
And notice which way that light side is facing.
Oh, and then we have the heart.
I think better than science, if your passion is really to do this, if you put your heart into it, it's going to show. And eventually, any confusion or doubts you may have about, your project will dissipate. The light clouds are facing this. So what that tells me is you can't go wrong if you put your heart and soul into this project.
And it may actually be that maybe the whole process is just going to really fall right in front of you, because despite us, what I was saying about, maybe, leveling off or moderate success, it really is about the fact that there's just no substantial obstacles in your way, perhaps, and that really you should have a lot of unimpeded motion towards your desire here.
Well, the clouds are parting for sure when it's in that position. I would just say that maybe there were some doubts, there were some concerns, there was some stress, or confusion. But it seems as though your love and passion for what you're trying to do will triumph over that. Ultimately, you will bring it to light. So and that's what we have for you, Better Than Science. Thanks for coming back. And hope you get to see that one.
Yeah, we'll tell you that we started around 5 to the hour. So,
are you going to tell them? How are you going to tell them?
Well,
you're going to put a note here.
Yeah, I can do that.
Later.
Yeah,
we'll
I can do that now.
So, because I was going to say, we don't know how to contact Better Than Science.
Okay, I guess I just thought I did.
So
it's right. K-Dash?
K-Dash is up, and after K-Dash is Dr. V.
All right. Who knows? You might get to see that TV show later.
It's only 8:03.
I know.
Of course, it's on after our show.
Maybe we'll have a midnight run.
Midnight run.
So, K-Dash, are you there?
Uh-oh. I was probably typing. And I noticed the CAT got angry that I shut him out of the area here. He could have sat by me here. I would have made room for him. But
now we know what we have to do.
There it is.
All right.
Whether to stay or leave. All right. Is it my cards or yours?
We can use your cards if you want.
Let's use yours.
Mine?
No, I could use mine, I guess.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I couldn't remember which ones we used last time, so.
I see.
Just a little foggy-headed. I guess I exercised too much today, Mr. O.
Well, I haven't done that in ages.
Well, you know what?
You're going to make me start.
It's a new me, and I've used some of my stimulus to buy exercise stuff for the house. I don't know where we're going to do it.
I bought a doll.
And I bought a medicine ball and a Bosu. And something else I'm not going to talk about yet. Hey, we should do an exercise video someday.
We should.
Banshee does exercise or something. I don't know.
You know me, I could come up with the
We'll come up with something.
The Wacky Wiccan Workout.
Ah! I like it.
Pagan push-ups.
Tarot and TRX.
You know, Gina, we miss our trainer, Suzanne. She hasn't shown up here in a while, but we loved her so much. She was so good for us. She used to use the Bosu and the medicine ball.
Well, I used to love using the medicine ball. It's not a very heavy one, I have to say. It's only 10 pounds, but I do a lot with the medicine ball. I got a Swiss, we already have Swiss balls.
Okay, K-Dash. Should you stay or go?
You know what? We should have done this differently, but let's lay these cards out and talk about this.
Okay.
We have the Emperor reversed. This is another very power-packed reading here. We have the Nine of Cups upright. And we have the Magician upright. So I almost feel like, you have to put your will into a decision here. The Magician is kind of clashing in my mind with this Emperor reversed, Mr. O. And I feel that the Emperor reversed is saying you need to regain control here. You need to, pull yourself together and decide what it is you really truly want and wish for and desire, and go for that. And put your will into it.
And it is a dichotomy because in a way, the Emperor represents autonomy, or in this case, the question of not feeling the autonomy. This one represents more about energy and willpower and belief to do that. So it's sort of like you don't feel empowered enough to feel that way, or maybe you feel that all of this energy sort of detracts from your control, that you're too powerful to control in a way. And so the key is maybe the Nine of Cups, because the key, like Banshee says, is to focus on what you really want.
Yes.
And the Magician makes things happen.
Makes it happen.
The Emperor maybe controls it once it has happened, but you got to get there first.
And you've got to write that. You've got to regain control, self-control, and put your will into it. So yeah, now this is not exactly telling you what to do, is it? It's just telling you need to do what you really want to do. So what do you think we do just the 2 cards for each? Stay or go?
Sure.
We're going to do something else for you, Kay. Hang on.
Love it.
Let's see what happens. I love the Bosu too. I used to do a lot of stuff with that, Gina, and I used to have balance issues before my trainer, but they've gotten so much better. So I really want to get back into using the Bosu again.
This is why you've done so well, because our trainer really got you to the point where you were able to do some of this stuff. And so some of that has still stayed with you, even though it's been a year now since we were able to be in training. Some of that is muscle memory and or the skills that you have learned.
I have been taking it slow, but I got to tell you something. I follow at Paula Poundstone, the comedian, on Twitter. I love her. I've seen her at small shows that she did for the Library Association, American Library Association, and she was talking about doing 16 push-ups twice a day. And I do them like leaning against a dresser or whatever, but I'd stopped doing them. But she, just listening to her got me going. And now I'm doing 20 push-ups twice a day. So every day.
Okay, the 2 piles. There's that card again.
Stay, go.
Okay.
So staying.
Something really happy could begin. Something really you love.
Well, we'll talk about that.
And also to good things material-wise, control.
And then go.
Well, temperance reversed.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this.
8 of Swords. Okay.
This is very interesting to me because whether it's true now or not, I feel like the impetus to stay is that, you felt like such positive energy coming from this initially that you really wanted to see it take off and flourish, whatever this is, if it's a material matter or if it's a person, that you're talking about leaving. It just seemed like there was so much positive, growthful energy around this that you hate to think about abandoning it. It just seems like you don't want to let it go. And leaving, I think right now what I'm seeing here is not necessarily what's going to happen if you leave. I'm getting the feeling this is talking about how you feel about leaving. That's just me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, K-Dash, but I feel as though you feel like, you just feel like things will be out of balance. You won't be able to pull it together in some way, either mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and that's also magnified here by this 8 of Swords. And I want you to remember here, Kay, that the 8 of Swords is a card where you are trapping yourself with your thoughts. Sometimes we create our own cages that hold us back. And so it might be you that is, making this harder to move on than it is.
Well, the funny thing about the 8 of Swords here is that the analogy is these little olives in a drink. And of course, if we do have problems with our drinking, I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just using this as an example, then it is something that we let lock us away, but we shouldn't. But I sort of wonder if this is really more about not what you feel so much about what could happen, the idea that maybe if you didn't stay, there would be some immoderation or out of controlness resulting in maybe having to find a way to hold yourself back or to put limits on yourself, or that maybe the situation would create those limits for you. On the other hand...
Take care, Gina.
Bye, Gina. On the other hand, this does seem to be more positive, that if you stayed, there would be something pleasurable, and that maybe you would be understanding the benefit of what this energy is, which is basically maintenance, things working perfectly in unison and stuff like that.
So again, I'm of mixed mind here, that it almost seems like it's really on you to decide what's in your best interests. But let me see what the Lenormand might add to this. Okay.
The cross?
Yeah. The cross is about grief, suffering, or worries. And then you've got that with the dice. And so I'm wondering here if you're worried about taking a risk or a chance of some sort, and you're overthinking this. I mean, maybe I feel you're overthinking this or over worried about what this could bring you.
Well, if we're talking about the stay, the go, the ending of something sounds like the go or the not going through with it. And maybe this is saying that if you end it, you are ending a certain risk factor that's there with it. That maybe you need to end what brings the risk or what causes the chancy, risky behavior or situations.
Either that or making this move and taking this chance or risk could put an end to all of the stress that you're going through right now. I know, have we muddled the issue more for you? Or have we given you more to think about? Because really that is our goal. We want to give you more to think about. Because ultimately the decision is yours to make. So that's what the cards have for you today, K-Dash. I hope that helps.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
Thanks for coming.
And Dr. V, you are up. We might be ending early tonight again.
Hi, Dr. Victor. So Dr. Victor did post a question. He wanted to know about the result of his interview with JSI. So we'll use Karma Tarot again, I think.
So is this different from the previous that Dr. V was? Is this the same
I don't
one?
believe it was JSI.
Okay, all right. Okay,
On your
Sonny,
mark.
just a minute. Here. Come here. Yeah, you can stay here. Aw, there's my boy.
You have to stay there.
You have to stay here. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
Go lay down.
Don't yell at my son, man.
That wasn't a yell.
Okay. It was a mild...
Did it clear up a lot? Thank you. Yeah, that's the way it always is. I mean,
Well,
but that's why we're here, to give a little input.
but ultimately, if it shows you where maybe some of the blocks are in making that decision, I'm thinking that Eight of Swords for one, that'll help.
Okay, so how did Dr. V's interview with JSI go?
You have to stay there, Sonny. There's no room. You've got plenty of room right there.
It's like he just wants to be by this camera or something.
I know. He knows that's where the action is.
This time he doesn't want to give up.
No, he doesn't, but he didn't before either. Let me move this back. Oh, that doesn't help. I thought maybe he'd get more in view. Do you want to do a sunny cam to make him feel better?
Let's do a sunny cam.
Let's do a sunny cam.
Sun man.
Well, now he turned away. There he is. Aww. We just want him to feel at home. Aww. He says, I'm not going to pose for the camera now. He is 100% cat, behavior-wise. All right. You are adorable. You know that.
Your first card, Dr. Victor, is the Wheel reversed. Then you have the Chariot.
Wow.
And that one's upright. And then you have the Nine of Wands. So these cards are slightly mixed, mostly good. The Wheel sort of indicates like maybe everybody's playing their cards close to the vest. They may not be giving many signs. It may be that they might be working through a cycle of a number of interviews or projects before they can actually get back around to where they need to. So don't be surprised if there are more delays. But the Chariot seems to me to indicate that maybe they felt you had some real drive or initiative, or that's what they're looking for, and I think they saw that in you. And that also, too, I think they feel you would be loyal to the company, or that they think that you would be able to bond with the company or to understand the company's issues and be the right person to do the company's business for what they hire you for.
So is the question exactly how the interview
The result of
goes?
his interview.
Well, I would say this, Dr. V, that the Wheel just seems to indicate there's an issue with timing here, or fate. Something is off. But on the other hand of this, we've got these two positive cards. The Chariot, which indicates to me that there is movement here. Something is going to happen, And I get the feeling that you should just hang in there, persevere. Don't give up on this one. The Nine of Wands is kind of like a card of perseverance. I know what he said is like they see you as persevering, and yes, that could probably be true. But I feel here it's also just saying to you, hang in there a little bit longer with this. There is some movement that is happening here that may be to your advantage. However, there's just something wrong with timing. I don't know if it means that there's going to be a delay again, in hearing back, or what the situation is. There's something off here.
Yeah, that's
so
what
let's see if the Lenormand can clarify that for you. And Sonny, I need my arm for that.
You're afraid he'll get up?
No, I'm not. Oh, look at that. Aw. He's so sweet right now. There's the camera. There you are in all your glory. All right. First card I drew is the Ring, Dr. V.
We've been doing your reading, Dr. V.
Oh, yeah, Dr. V, we've been doing it. Did you step away?
We'll sum it up again.
Yeah.
And the clock?
Can you grab it?
Okay.
Oh, good.
So let's recap the reading.
All right, we're going to recap the reading, Dr. V, so you can get it a little bit here. The first card we drew was, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The second card we drew was the Chariot upright. And the third card we drew was the Nine of Wands. And so the Chariot indicates to me that there's some movement happening here. Something positive, forward movement for you. I feel that you should just persevere and hang in there, because the Wheel of Fortune is saying there might be delays or some kind of timing issue with all of this for some reason.
They're working in a different cycle is what I think this means, in that maybe there are a number of other persons trying to be hired or situations trying to be enacted. So I do feel like there's probably some timing delay, like Banshee says. But the other two cards, the Chariot and the Nine of Wands, seem to indicate that you're favorable to them for your drive and initiative and or your ability to be a proper representative for them. Now, we did pull...
And again, I just said also that there is going to be some movement on their part, positive forward movement, and you should just hang in there. That's also something that the Nine of Wands could mean. I drew the ring first. This is important. I drew the ring first, and then I drew time. And to me, Dr. V, this could very well indicate a commitment being made, somebody offering you something in time. Again, there's that darn time card.
So while we like to say that, these are a snapshot in time, this seems very positive. And given with the other ideas of it just being some sort of delay thing going on there, you probably are right up there in their choice level.
You know what else this could mean?
What?
This could mean long-term commitment.
So that could also mean, too, that may be what they ask of you, or that you're going to feel strongly about that. And in a way, that kind of goes along with this card, because this is somebody who really is in there for the duration.
Yeah.
All right. So I hope that helps. I hope you like that.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you, Dr. V. And I know that there might still be a few people in the room. If anybody has an additional question, we can take it now. Because we're a little bit low tonight on people again, and
we're early.
and we're early. But if not, we will end early today. Again, do you have any announcements to make while people are thinking about that?
Well, just our usual, of course. Don't forget to watch us later in the week. Don't forget to watch my show tomorrow for your emotional forecast for the week. I thought it was a pretty good one, so I hope you watch that. And then, of course, Banshee's Material Matters on Sunday. You're very welcome. Thank you, too.
We are going to do a pandemic video too soon.
That's correct.
And maybe we'll do the swifting thing if we get around to
Yeah,
it.
we have a couple of ideas for some extra content that won't be related to our card reading, but should be entertaining, and we'll show you a little bit more about stuff.
You're welcome, Dr. V.
So thanks, everybody, for coming
I see
tonight.
my sweet Christina has a question.
Oh, that's a good question,
That
Emily, isn't
is
it?
a good question.
Can I use my deck?
Well, that's a yes-no. We'll start there.
Yeah, we're going to start with our
I saw
yes-no.
today where President Biden said that he's going to run for a second term. He's planning on it at this point. But he gave a caveat, something about, he can't say what fate will bring or something like that. I forget. But I think he's planning on running again. So, but let's see. We never know.
Thank you again, Dr. Victor. All right.
Take care, Dr. V.
Kamala. I like Kamala. She wasn't my choice in the beginning, but I think I'm okay with her. So don't forget too, we did send out on Twitter and Facebook a preview of our
Upcoming website,
which will be out probably in the next few weeks or so. So hopefully you'll find that information helpful.
You'll be able to buy readings, parties, other services, but beyond that, there will be free content. And I don't know, there might be things that people can subscribe to. The sky's the limit. There's just a lot going on this webpage.
All right, here we go.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I want to see this in there. Go ahead. That first card confused me. Looks like it's leaning towards no.
It's leaning towards no.
We have the Four of Swords upright. That's an interesting card, though. Let's put it up there for now. And then what's the other one, Mr. O?
The Ten of Cups.
Wow.
Well, maybe he's going to live forever.
Well, it's interesting because the Four of Swords could indicate a slight sick spell. It's a recuperative period, like maybe he'll have some surgery or something. I think it's possible. But the Ten of Cups is very, very positive. I almost feel like, that's him in the White House,
Yeah.
happy.
So it could just be saying, too, that maybe it's really going to be stress-free in some ways. I can't imagine that because the world is in such crap turmoil. But
he's such a calming kind of influence for the most part, though.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of what I get from that card as well. It's very tranquil, peaceful, serene, but also it can mean rest and recuperation is needed. He does have to take care of himself in order to maintain, this positive energy.
Well, this is the peaceful card here to me, this one.
That's true.
Yeah, he did, I guess. I just hope
he
he's
fell
careful.
a couple of times there. Somebody tried to explain why that would happen, and the fact that he just, once you lose your bearing, he needed to slow down. He's trying to show everybody, look at all that energy I have. I'm not too old for this job, But after that first misstep, he should have recomposed himself and took it slower. But instead, he tried to keep his momentum, and I think that's what failed him.
I think he's obviously, moving towards an older status, and all of us are going to have situations when we're older where we'll be a little more fragile. We'll have some concerns. So hopefully he has the best possible handlers and health providers
Holy
that
crap.
he can have.
I would just say this, that, you know what? I looked at him today. He had a press conference or something. I did not get sick vibes off of him today. I did not. But there could be underlying things at his age. But look at this. Look at this. We've got the star. And I wish you'd grab it when I and then we have the tree. The tree is the card of health. And the star is the card of hope and good things, really. I think there's a lot of positive energy around his health. For sure, you know, he's taken care of himself pretty well. And I think that's reflective into that's why he's able to do what he's doing at his age. And, you know, we all get old and, yeah, we're going to stumble and stuff. And he better watch it with those dogs of his, too.
So
but I think it looks positive.
That, yeah,
I hope we're right. You know, time will bear that out, right? So that's what we have for that, my sweet Christina. Good question. Thanks for that. Hey, so are we done, Mr. O?
I think we are. 1/2 hour early. That's fabulous.
It's a little, yeah, it's 8. Oh my gosh, I thought it was 22 already. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm getting too old. Anyway, hey, I want to thank everybody for being here today and joining us on Thursday. We're going to try to get more publicity out there. Thank you again, my sweet Christina. We're going to keep talking up Thursdays to try to get our crowd back up to snuff on Thursdays. And hopefully more stuff, good stuff is coming. That's all I can say. I'm feeling very positive today about things. So take care, everybody. Stay safe out there with the pandemic kind of relapsing again. So be careful, wear your masks, and we will see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.